Welcome to FX Options University, recorded live at the International Securities Exchange, the world's largest equity options exchange. Join the industry's top trading professionals as they provide insight and strategies for trading in the currency markets using FX options. FX options are a low-risk alternative to hedging currency moves in any market condition.
Very interesting, John. That does make sense. That I guess the regulators have been telling us that the speculators that have been using such extreme leverage that we were in for a change. But like you said, the people that have been in the business for a long time have probably not been using that leverage all along, so it doesn't necessarily matter to them all that much.
Yeah. I mean, I see, in my experience, that's pretty much true across the markets. Most traders who have been able to survive in the long term and thrive, they tend not to get kind of stuck in some of the traps, and so that are real common. And it's once again, I always recommend that if you're trading in a particular market, find out about that market, not just about the instrument itself, but about how that market works. And if you really want to know how the options market works, the currency options market works, I mean, you can check out learningmarkets.com, fxoptions.com, and get it from the source. They're the ICE, but check out the institutional side. It's all available to you. You can see the guts of how these things work, and you can kind of get a view. Okay, well, what is going on? How are traders behaving, and what really looks like the best thing to do for me as a trader?
Makes a lot of sense, John. It makes a lot of sense. John, you have so much information on your website. Would you mind talking a little bit about the options offering that you have there?
Yeah, sure. So we do a couple of things as far as options go on the site learningmarkets.com. First, we have educational material on. We try to cover the spectrum of strategies as well as instruments available to trade. So things like currency options, ETF options, equity options, of course, as well as the strategies that might be deployed in those with each of those kinds of option instruments. So whether you're like very complicated spread strategies, maybe something neutral like an iron condor, or just really basic, inexpensive, long, short. So we tend to cover the spectrum. It's all free. You can go to learningmarkets.com, click on the options tab. We also do something else right there on the home page. There's a link to Learning Markets Live. We do a live presentation every day where we generally look at a strategy or two, as well as talking about some of the and clarifying some of the options questions that we get relative to what's going on in the market today. So there's probably two things that I would point people to, both of which are free and available, and you can just go check them out. No registrations required or anything.
Wow. John, I visit your site often, and there's tremendous amount of content there, so I'd urge all the attendees to go to learningmarkets.com. Go and check it out. Please bookmark it. As John and his staff, they do a great job in creating content that is very, very, very useful. So, John, I want to thank you again. In fact, I just want to give you a closing comment before we end the webinar. You have any closing comments?
Yeah, here's what I would say. Probably the last thing I would say is, in general, whether it's over the counter or the options market, I think that 2010 is likely to be a very interesting year for currencies. I think that regardless of your particular persuasion or political or otherwise, there are once-in-a-lifetime forces at play out there in the market that will definitely impact the currency market. So we could be, seeing some very robust trends beginning to emerge in the currency market, and getting access to those trends, whether you do it through, currency options, as I may prefer, or otherwise, could be really interesting and a nice way to introduce an asset class into your portfolio that otherwise you might not have considered to include. So I think 2010 is going to be very interesting from a currency trending perspective, and could present some very nice profit opportunities for traders who are positioned to be able to take advantage of it.
That's well put, John. Well put. Lots of interesting things to come, and I guess we'll have to stay tuned to what happens with the spot market, John? Just the next another couple of weeks, maybe something will come. And all the attendees, I'm sure there's a lot of attendees that are trading the spot market, and they're very interested in the developments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I want to thank you, John. Really appreciate it. As always, you took a very, very complex subject and made it very simple. And a lot of the attendees are sending me comments saying, great job. So I just want to pass those along to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, everybody. I appreciate it.
John, great job. Thanks again. LearningMarkets.com. Please bookmark it. John Jagerson. He does so much regarding options, free education, Forex, ETFs, equities. So you can get all that there. LearningMarkets.com. Please go and check it out. So, John, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everybody. I appreciate it.
Just want to remind everyone that FX Options, we have webinars, we have archived recordings, so you can come back and listen, not only listen to this recording from John, but all the other ones that John has recorded for us, so you can go back and listen to those. We have trade alerts from a group in Europe, Trading Central, and we have FX Options TV, a weekly outlook, articles that I've written. We've had a virtual trading contest. We have Trader Forum. We have a lot more tools coming at fxoptions.com, so please bookmark that site. Next week, Steve Mizik will be back with us talking about charting techniques to shape your U.S. dollar opinion. And then on the following Thursday, Trading Central will be with us at 10 o'clock Eastern Time talking about the RSI index. And then John Netto will be talking about something that's very, very timely, using the ICFX options to trade the European debt crisis. So those are a couple that are upcoming. I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank John Jagerson again for his great presentation. Thanks, John.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Have a great trading day tomorrow. On the behalf of the International Securities Exchange, this is Steve Meisinger, your host, wishing you a safe and happy trading day. Bye now, everyone.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. Get trading ideas, exchange rates, webinars, news, and commentary. Visit www.fxoptions.com. ISE FX options can be easily traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in U.S. dollars and have a European-style exercise.